Welcome back to Library's YouTube channel. In today's class, we are going to learn how to make these beautiful structured details that we see on this bustier. It's a very simple tutorial. I'm going to take you through step by step how I was able to cut and sew this in this class. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. A beautiful structured design that you can use to elevate your outfit. So for this, you need to create your pattern, which you are going to use to cut out everything. So you can use your fabric for this or your paper, but I just want it to be clear. That's why I'm using paper. So the first is to know the length. You're going to put your paper on fold like this. You need to know the length that you want for this. So for me, around 6.5 is okay for me, including seam allowance for the height. And then once you know your height, the next measurement you need to note is your width. Okay, how wide do you want it to be? So this is on fold, remember, so I want it to be around 2.5 inches, so that when I open it up, it's going to be 5 inches. So the next thing you're going to do is to get a curved ruler to connect them, or you use your free hand if that is what you prefer. So I'm just going to place a curve here like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect. So remember that this can be in any shape. The one on the thumbnail already has like, it's an Ankara with pattern, so the pattern was traced out, but for this one I'm just going to cut like a cone shape for mine, so it does not follow any particular pattern. So if your Ankara already has a pattern that you want to trace out, you just need to trace it out as seen. Okay, so and then for this, if you are not tracing out, if you want to have any design, you can have any design. If you want it to be anything you want to form, basically. So this is what I'm forming for mine. So once you connect like this, you're going to grab your scissors and then cut out the shape that you have created. So once you cut out your shape and you open it up, this is what you're going to have. So now you're going to grab your fabric and then place your fabric on fold by 2 like this, just like we explained, and then you're going to place this. So you're going to be needing interfacing for this to make it strong. So you can either fuse your interfacing to your fabric first before you cut it out, or you cut your fabric separately and then later go ahead to fuse your interfacing. Whichever one you want is fine. So this is what my fabric looks like now after cutting. So you will need 2 of it. You will need same for both lining and fabric because it's likely to show. But if you don't have so much fabric, you can use the lining separately, but I prefer to use same fabric as both lining and fabric. So you cut 2 for each of the structure, and then once you cut the 2 and you infuse your stay, you are going to sew it all around, which is what I have done here. You can see I'm using peplum stay for mine. You can use any hard gum stay, collar stay, whatever, but this is peplum stay. So I fuse the peplum stay to the 2 sides. You can also fuse to just one side depending on the kind of structure you want. So once you fuse it like this, the next thing is to sew it all around, leaving the hem opened like this. So once you sew it, you're going to trim it or notch it just to make turning easier, and then you're going to flip it out just like this. So once you flip it out, this is what you're going to have. Okay, the next thing is to go ahead and iron it flat. You can see how flat this is looking, and then you go ahead and make as much as you need. So for this particular structure, I'm going to be needing 12, so I will make 12 of this. So after making it, you just find a way to make sure that this part is neat. Okay, you make sure that this part is neat. You can go ahead to weave it off. You can go ahead to you can even fold like this and turn, but because it's kind of thick, I don't want to do this, so I'll just go ahead and weave the edges, and then I'm going to take it to my bustier. I already made my bustier, and then we're going to arrange it. Said that we need 12 of this, so I have gone ahead to make the 12. So if you want for highlights, you can bead the edges, you can add stones, you can do whatever, you can add trimmings, you can even add cup chains like this on the edges, so that the edges will come out beautifully, just like this. You can put something, but for mine I'm going to use it like this. So I'll take you to the mannequin now to show you how I'm going to be arranging it, although there is no particular way to arrange it, but we're just going to be following what we have there. sew it. For mine, I made sure to sew on my main fabric before I cover with lining so that my stitch lines will not show. But you can also sew after lining if that is what you prefer. It's a very beautiful tutorial as you can see, and it's really lovely. I hope you enjoy making this with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.